everyone. I'm Tamara Matsubanya. I am the founder and chief content officer here at Alaking Creatives. Welcome back to another episode of the 50 digital technology solutions that every business needs. And today I am chatting with Elmen. He has been on the show before, but to anybody that doesn't know him so well, Elmen, could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, Tamara. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having me back. It just shows you that your viewers wasn't scared of me, that wasn't afraid of the first one. Thank you again for having me. Just so that everyone know, my name is Elmen Lamprecht. I'm a HR tech entrepreneur. I'm also the co-founder of 3 Degrees Tech, which specializes in virtual reality, augmented reality, and video games. It's very good to be here.
Awesome. So, Elmen, could you please explain to anyone that is not familiar with 3 Degrees Tech, like who are you and what do you do?
Yes, of course. What we do at 3 Degrees Tech is we use your latest technology like virtual reality, augmented reality, and video games to transform business processes into inspirational experiences. The reason how this was born was about 3-4 years ago when me and Yakin started the business. Me coming from corporate HR, I was very frustrated with the way HR or business was communicating with the employees. I mean, we're getting millennials and Gen Zs coming through that works on TikTok, and when they text, they don't even use text anymore. They use emojis to speak with each other, and there's groups and things. And it's when they want to learn something, they go on YouTube, and it's very different the way they interact with the environment. Yet HR, when they launch a new policy, they send out a mass email with a PDF attachment and then think people are going to read it and be inspired by it. When they do training, they drag you out of the office and put you for 8 hours in a room with other people you never met. And then they go through content that basically, if you watch one YouTube video for an hour, it's the same type of content that you can come through. So the way HR was engaging with the employees was so 1980s, and I got frustrated with that. So me and Yakin said, "Carl, how can we transform business processes into these inspirational experiences where people want to engage with your content, where people want to engage with who you are?" So then what we do is we start with HR, but now we've moved to other business processes and even events. So we look at your business process, and then we use this technology to turn that into an experience. Because from a business point of view, there are still admin that needs to be done. There's still things need to be done. It's not entertainment, yeah? So it's not a video to watch for entertainment. A business needs something to do, but there's better ways of doing that now. And this is what we specialize in, is we help companies engage with their target market in an inspirational experience.
Awesome. So at 3 Degrees Tech, like, what is your unique selling point from other companies that might have a similar, view about, processes, events, as well as doing human resources training and all of that? So what's your unique selling point?
Yeah, one great thing about South Africa is, and I live in Cape Town, there's a lot of companies in here that really take tech to the next level. I mean, there's a couple of gaming companies here in South Africa that you might have never heard about, but really doing amazing stuff in virtual reality, doing amazing stuff in CGI development and mobile games. So in South Africa, actually, there's a couple of good companies. When I say they're on international standard with regards to this tech, I definitely mean that. What makes us a bit different from them is the focus. So where they build a lot of games for entertainment, for example, like you get your Google Play Store or iTunes for Apple, or they use VR for, let's say, for estate agents when you do want a virtual tour to a home. We use the technology to transform business processes and the main focus on HR. So we're the only company that's using this technology and saying, how can we use this tech to transform HR? So this is what makes us quite unique. And where our different approach is, and a lot of our clients say what they like about our approach is that there's a big difference between an online engagement and a virtual engagement. Let me use this example. Let's say somebody wants some data from you, okay? You could have sent me a Word document with all those questions that you asked me now, and I could have sat here quite boring, fill out all your questions, sent you over the information, and you could have posted that on a blog to everyone, and then the information is still gone over. But it's a boring experience. It's text heavy. People don't like it. But what you chose quite rightfully is to say, let's work on an engagement where we can engage with one another. Data is still being transformed. A process is still being happening, but it's now a great experience. So that is what we do. There's a lot of companies who've got online stuff. Let's say online recruitment, where you go to their careers page, you scroll down, you find the job you want to apply. They ask you 10,000 questions. You attach your CV. That goes. It's on a website based. The process happens. The mechanics of recruitment is happening, but the candidate is not having a good experience. They're not inspired by going through it. So we then take the same mechanics and then we create a virtual experience. So it can still happen online, whether it's on your phone or on your tablet or even via VR goggles if you want. But instead of going to a website, you can go onto a, let's say, 3D tour of the company where you can actually look at reception and you can see where you will work. And then in reception, there's a video of the CEO telling you about their values. And then you go to another room, which is the recruitment room. And there you go to the careers page and download some certain things and do the mechanics of it. But there's also other stuff inside the recruitment room. And then from there onwards, you can move to other rooms where you can meet some of the other executives or look what they're doing for CGI.
Is this happening in real time or is it pre-recorded and then uploaded to your website?
Yeah, of course it's pre-recorded stuff. So, but what is great? I mean, we've done this in recruitment and onboarding in some of our events, where you can put a live aspect in that. So somebody could mess around and they say every Wednesday at 11, let's come in for a candidate Q&A, and then inside the virtual environment, you move through everything. There's a room which you click on it, and then Zoom or something would open up, and then you can have a Q&A and you can have a live interaction like that. So you can embed anything in there, from live interactions to videos to brochures you can download to text to avatars. We've done something for Nike where we actually built a funky avatar called Tobeka. So Tobeka actually takes you through the employee engagement tool, and she does some certain things. You can even put avatars and stuff in there. But it's all about that employee experience, that candidate experience, while completing the mechanics of the process, but it's about the experience.
Awesome. And what do you believe is the future of virtual reality and augmented reality in business as well as in HR specifically? And where do you think 3 Degrees Tech is going to be in the next 3 to 5 years within this space?
Yeah, I think once again, it's a very interesting question. I mean, whenever people talk about VR and the capabilities, you all think about that movie Ready Player One, where people forego their actual social interaction with real humans and they become this avatar and they spend 14 hours a day as their avatar. I'm not going to go far away and say that couldn't happen. It is going to happen. I mean, I think it will happen, and the reason for that is, okay, I come from my former studies was in psychology. If you look at psychology, you get certain people that, for instance, are have anxiety if they need to deal with crowds, if they need to go outside. So what do? They become hermits. They might stay inside. They don't interact with any people at all. Well, VR could actually give them an opportunity that in the comfort of their own protective home, they can still interact with other people, whether it's real or fantasy, but they can go out there. Naturally, like with any new development, it can go too far, but I think there are benefits, and I think it is going to happen where people would live as avatars, not as the real person in future. But how businesses can do it now, HR is currently doing it. If you think of it, let's go through the employee life cycle for a while. Okay, so you start off with recruitment and onboarding. Then you've got learning and development needs to happen, engagement and performance management. You go through the entire thing. Currently, let's say tomorrow you want to go work for somebody. Let's say you want to go work for Discovery. Okay. Currently, you see some stuff on social media, you hear some other people, you see some adverts, but what does it really feel like working there? You don't know until that first time you go there for interview or something. Well, what you can do with VR, for example, is create a candidate experience where somebody can, through VR, for example, tour the head office and actually see where they'll be going. So let's say you work in marketing, you can go to reception, and you can actually go to the marketing department and you can look at the open plan, you can go to stuff in there, and you can then put videos or the head of marketing can speak with you and you can interact with the head of marketing at some point, whether it's pre-recorded or live. But after that half an hour experience, you'll have a better feel about working for Discovery. Would I be able to work there? Now imagine if you need to make your next career choice and you can have an actual tour like that for a Discovery and ABSA and Standard Bank and other people. So by the time you want to make a decision for you as a career, you can have a better informed decision. Learning and development. There's a lot of training that can actually only happen in real life situations. Let me give you an example. We're busy with a project. Hopefully we'll go live next year with Netcare. So Netcare, the hospital, the medical staff, especially the people that go out, the ER specialists that go to accident scenes and so forth, they need to go through training, but at some point they need to, and it's then all role play. They need to role play that they go to an accident. And now there's a dummy lying there. They need to take the dummy out of the car and do CPR. But the main thing is they know it. Everybody around them know it. It's a fake situation. There's no sirens. They're inside a classroom. It's a plastic dummy lying there. It's not a real life situation. Well, in VR, what you can do, you can recreate a real life accident scene with sirens going, with a person complaining, and there's if you want to, but you can if you want to, depending on how realistic you want to make. But the main thing is you want to let that paramedic go through a situation as realistic as possible before he actually goes to his first accident scene. Because if he can go to a virtual accident scene 3, 4, 5 times and make mistakes there, then it could be life-saving. Because if you make a mistake in real life, somebody could lose their life if you do that. But if they can go through that and they make their mistakes in real life situation, and you heighten the anxiety through all the sirens and the environment about them, by the time they get to the real life situation, it would have failed for them if they've gone through that situation 5 or 6 times before. They would feel more comfortable in handling that situation. And that's just not medical, but there are many more jobs in the world like this that involves real life practice. And if you can employ real life practice for your learning and development, you can teach skills quicker and more effectively in the comfort where everybody is. So people are going to use it. I think that is going to be a game changer when it comes to training and development and so forth. And then lastly, I think maybe how businesses are going to use virtual reality. Let's think about, and I spoke with the head of the Pick n Pay online store the other day. Let's think about online shopping. Currently, online shopping is getting to main market now. There's, if you look at proper grocery shopping, it's basically only Woolworths were first, but Checkers came with their app now, and they're kicking everybody's butt with the 60/60. Pick n Pay is trying to catch up. Spar doesn't have one yet, and I can go on. Fruit and Veg doesn't have one yet. But let's fast forward 5 years from now on. 5 years from now on, everybody's going to have this thing. Okay. So now people can literally click between Checkers and OK and everybody and they just order where they can and look for bargains and so forth. And the retailer wants that loyalty. How you created it or how you got that loyalty in the past is by that experience that you've got in store. So what we feel what will happen in 5, 6 years time from now on, people are going to create VR stores where still in the comfort of your own home, you will actually go to a virtual store where you can still, you don't have to walk from aisle to aisle. You can teleport from aisle to make your shopping experience still fast, but it will give you a shopping experience. In that shopping experience, I can make vouchers fall from the sky, or they can do all other stuff can you see you laughing about it? But it will create a great shopping experience. And by creating a shopping experience, people will come back to your store and not to the boring other store. So this is the type of things that people are going to create in future. Stuff like Take-A-Lot and Amazon is going to offer people, instead of just browsing their website, you can actually walk through a virtual store and have a shopping experience in your home virtually while shopping.
Yeah, that sounds like absolutely like something that I would like to experience. Like, I'm not a big fan of online shopping right now. Like, I'd rather just go to the store and just pick out what I need there, like in real time. It's just so much better of an experience for me than like just scrolling through countless and countless of products and not even finding sometimes what you want. So I think that's another thing that they are lacking. But I want us to quickly move back to the employee and employer side of like the recruitment view of virtual reality. So in your opinion, do you think that like a well-planned and creative onboarding and recruitment and training experience can actually attract the right employees to your brand? Or do you think there's another benefit for VR and AR?
No, definitely. If you think of human beings, a lot of our decisions are influenced by emotions. We don't want to say that, but a lot of time we look at the facts, but it's also about what we feel. Okay. So if you can, for example, create the best candidate experience, meaning all the candidates out there feel better about your employer brand, you're going to get more and better applicants for your vacancies than other people. So you're going to attract the best talent if you can create a better recruitment experience using VR and various other ways. And of course, it needs to be, there's planning. I mean, you can't just pop VR goggles and explain. So there's planning beyond it. But then thereafter, top talent and scarce skills gets headhunted all the time. So you think that you just landed this top software developer and he's going to stay with you for years and help you. No, he's not, because the first day that he lands with you as employer, recruitment agencies are headhunting him again to go to other places. Okay, so what is important after you've created great candidate feeling, you also need to replicate and create a good employee feeling. They need to keep that emotional brand, that emotional connection with your employer brand, and that's how you retain them. And one of the most powerful times to do that is in that first 3 months, in that onboarding and induction stage. Because let's say if you make any big decision in your life, the moment you've made it, you start thinking, oh, did I make the right decision now? Let me figure this out. And with any other, let's say, interaction or relationship that you need to build with other people around you, you check everything out that first time. It's that unsurety before you really commit to something. And it's the same thing happened with employment. The first 3 months, if you can create the experience that from that first day they arrive, say, wow, this is cool. I made a good decision. And then throughout that 3 months, you still do onboarding, but instead of dragging them from one PowerPoint session to the next PowerPoint session about medical aid and provident fund, and here is our IT policy, and here's our code of conduct, and just boring, okay? But you can create a tour for them, or a virtual tour where throughout the experience, let me give you a good example. So we pitched this idea to a retailer. Hopefully again, next year we'll hope it goes through. So you know the whole Pokemon Go thing, where it's augmented reality. Well, what Pokemon Go basically does from a technical point of view is it uses your phone and then your GPS, and then at certain areas it will drop a Pokemon which you can see on your phone and you can capture it. So what we want to do in order to integrate new people into their head office as soon as possible, instead of them sitting in one place and then having the head of marketing come and the head of finance come and then maybe meeting people in the canteen or stuff like that, we want to create an augmented reality game where they have to catch mascots in the different departments. So for them to complete the onboarding, they actually have to go to the finance department physically walk around and catch 2 mascots in there. Okay, so they're having fun catching it, but while they do that, they're actually in the finance department, meeting people in the finance department. Then they need to catch mascots in the marketing department. They have to catch mascots in the IT department. So over the course of the month, they need to go to all these departments. Guess what? They're going to meet people in the different departments. They're going to make friends in different departments. They're going to integrate quicker. What normally took them 3 months to 6 months to really feel comfortable working there, so I'm going to take them a month. Because after that month, they're going to feel, I belong here. I know people all across now because I've met them. So that's the type of stuff that you can do to create that experience and retain your staff.
No, that sounds absolutely amazing. And honestly, Elmen, you're like one of the most creative people that I've met so far. So big ups to you, honestly. So let us move on to the final and your favorite question. So if anyone who doesn't know, Alaking Creators has adopted this 5 1s framework, and we encourage our clients to choose one product or solution, marketed to one target audience through one traffic source using one conversion method, and doing all of this for 1 year. So at 3 Degrees Tech, how would you implement this framework if you had to?
Yeah, I think tomorrow, together with you, and you'll be a specialist in guiding this, is because of our technology, that channel that you're speaking about might not now just be limited to website or social media. We could actually, for example, create VR apps from our side, which you then send out still via social media or whatever, but then the content is then delivered in virtual reality or augmented reality to our target market. So I think using you, like I said in a previous program, your approach is perfect for business to business. It's great because you need to build that trust with your target audience, and you can only do it if you speak with them the same people consistently for a long period of time. So I really think that approach works. But if we would work with you, like I said, now our technology could maybe allow you, together with us, to then just look at different channels. So we will still go and get the message across using traditional channels, but the content can now be in various ways. It can be distributed in various ways. So I think that could perhaps work. But like I said previously, I love your approach. I love the work that you're doing.
Thank you. Elmen, I do not want to take too much of your time. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here again. And I really wish you all the success in 3 Degrees Tech. I honestly believe that it is an amazing product, and that is why I wanted to have you on the show.
That's perfect. Thank you, Tamara.
Awesome. Yay. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you again next time for another episode of the 50 Digital Technology Solutions that every business needs.